right out there. Hey, Bruce Kittle, coming at you with another Hidden Pearls podcast, Mindful Monday. Hope you are doing well. I'm over in Cincinnati, getting ready to head over for the Niners game against the Bengals. So, but wanted to get something out to you so we'd be ready to go. So, hope you're having a great weekend and we're cheering for the Niners. Thought we'd just do a quick exercise with the gong before we got started. And then do another piece on resistance, and this time resistance and fear. So anyway, you just want to get comfortable if you can, and we'll just take a breath with the gong. So just inhale nice and deep, full, and then exhale out as fully as you can. We'll take another breath. Inhaling in some depth, and whatever those things are you might need today, this week: courage, vision, insight, boldness. Exhale out anything that is not serving you, that you do not need, whether it be fear, doubt, anxiety. We'll take one more. So inhale in, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll hold for a count. And exhale it out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Remember that breath work is always available to you. I encourage you to do it on occasion. So this time I want to just talk to you a little bit about, I'm still working on our little book, okay? And still loving it, kind of rereading it, and we're going through that. I just want to talk about fear and its relationship with creation and our artwork. This morning, if you guys are Calm people, that's a Calm app, right? The meditation really talked about how the root of almost all of our intense emotions is fear. And that one of the things that the mindful person strives for is to try to understand what fears lie behind the triggering of so many of their intense emotions or whichever. So, and she was talking about anger this morning, and that behind anger typically is some kind of fear. And where we can separate the emotion out and take a look and ask ourselves, where does the fear come from? Then we have a chance to kind of understand ourselves more deeply, and then of course to make the choice about how we want to live into that. So today, they were just talking about the relationship between resistance and fear. So Pressfield says in this, fear is good. Like self-doubt, fear is an indicator. Fear tells us what we have to do. Remember our rule of thumb, that the more scared we are of work or a calling, the more sure we can be that we have to do it. Resistance is experienced as fear. The degree of fear equates to the strength of resistance. Therefore, the more fear we feel about a specific enterprise, the more certain we can be that that enterprise is important to us and to the growth of our soul. That's why we feel so much resistance. If it meant nothing to us, there'd be no resistance. So it goes on, it says, the professional tackles a project that will make him or her stretch. She takes on the assignment that will bear her into uncharted waters, compel her to explore unconscious parts of herself. Is she scared? Hell yes, she's petrified. So if you're paralyzed with fear, thinking about doing whatever it is that you got to do, your art, then it's a good sign. It shows what you have to do. Okay, then just a thought here. And then sometimes, the root for our fear can be a lot of different things: uncertainty, our jobs, and all that kind of stuff. This one is looking at a little bit about what it means to kind of go off on our own. Sometimes we balk at embarking on an enterprise because we're afraid of being alone. We feel comfortable with the tribe that is around us. It makes us nervous going off into the woods on our own, which is what kind of diving deeply into your art or your creative talents might be. But here's the trick. You're actually never alone. As soon as we step outside the campfire glow, our muse will light upon our shoulder like a butterfly. The act of courage of walking away and into your art calls forth infallibly that deeper part of ourselves that supports and sustains us. Okay. I guess it all ties back, and I guess I'll read this last piece and then we can kind of go from there. Remember what we said about fear, that the more you love your art, your calling, your enterprise, whatever it is, the more important its accomplishment is to the evolution of your soul, and therefore the more you will fear it. And therefore, again, the more resistance you will experience in facing it, which is kind of what we were saying. And his response to all that is, again, back to doing the work. The writer, the artist, the creative is an infantryman. He knows that progress is measured in yards of dirt extracted from the enemy 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time, and paid for in their own blood. The artist wears combat boots. He looks in the mirror and sees G.I. Joe. And remember, the muse favors a working stiff. She hates prima donnas. To the gods, the supreme sin is pride. To think of yourself as a mercenary, a gun for hire. It implants the proper humility. It purges pride and preciousness and frees up the creative muse. So I'll offer that, and just as we're thinking about being mindful and those kind of things, and again, I'm just focusing on, thinking about creating, what do I need to create? So if you're in that boat, just a thought of encouragement about that. If you're facing some resistance, take a peek at it. And if there's fear that's surrounding you within that, just know that you're really not alone. The muse walks with you, as does all of the people throughout this world who are in that same struggle and are trying to do it. So encouragement again is to take the first step, to believe in yourself, and to keep moving forward just one step at a time. And just each day, get up and do those small steps that move you toward your goal, your dream, your creative art. So here's to a week of having the courage to move forward, to accepting that we're not alone, and to triggering all the creativity and muse-like goddesses that float around us and can help us on our way. Take care and have a great week.